Hello. I hope it's not too bright. I know my kitchen has a lot of light, which is nice. I'm not complaining. It just makes it hard for videos. I was making a list of things that I find really important in my own life with budgeting and cooking and all of the above. And so I decided I would share my little secret. My mom taught me a long time ago. It's been 24 years. I've done this every week. I can do it with my eyes closed. This took me about 5 minutes. I will say, if you're not used to doing it or you're feeling burnt out in any way, this might be harder to do. But it's really, really important. In Toastmasters, we have said in personal development for many years, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. So if you're struggling and you find that you're running out of food at the end of the week, you can tell that there isn't enough um, groceries to get through, and you either find yourself going to the grocery store more than once a week, or you find out you're just running out of food. This is going to keep you from doing that. So if you're not used to it, or you're used to just putting everything in the grocery cart, not even thinking about how much it costs, and now due to employment issues or the lockdown, or for whatever reason you might have, now you really need to know, this is my secret weapon. So what I do here, I'm hoping this camera shows it properly, because from what I'm looking at, it's backwards. So it's 3 sections up at the top, and when I do it, I just put B, L, and D, but I spelled out breakfast, lunch, and dinner so that you can see. And then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And then this is, of course, the things we want for breakfast, the things we want for lunch, and the things I'm willing to make for dinner. Then here I have divided dairy section, produce, dry, frozen, canned, and miscellaneous. And you go through here and you go, okay, well, if I were to make oatmeal, do I have everything? And yeah, I do. I have some jars of oatmeal, so I don't need to worry about that. Waffles, yeah, I've got that. I'm good. But I think one of the kinds of waffles we like, we're almost out of. So I've got that written down there. So as you're writing down here, then you start thinking, oh, I need this. And the other good thing about this is, if you're on a diet or you're really trying to watch what you're eating, when you write down the sections of the grocery store, these are the only sections I shop in. I don't shop in the chip aisle. I don't shop in, some of the other aisles that are temptation, and if it's not on the list, especially when I'm being really strict with my budget or really strict with my own calories or whatever, then if it's not on the list, I'm more disciplined to not buy it. So another phrase that I use, it's kind of a mantra for me, is discipline is saying no to everything that keeps you from saying yes to what you want or to your goals. And so when I am at the grocery store and I'm tempted to buy something, I look at my list and I go, yeah, I didn't need that. So then at the very bottom, you'll see these little hash marks. Now, sometimes I'll use my calculator, and that's great. But sometimes I'm on the phone with Zippy asking her, yeah, have we run out of this or whatever? And she can tell me. But this system works really well within the dollar. If you're really paying attention, you're really committed to doing this. When you put in a thing, let's say this can of dairy-free coconut milk, sweetened condensed coconut milk. If I remember right, it was about $3.48. So if I was going to look here and go, okay, so I'm going to write down $3.48, I'm going to round up because the 48 has an 8 in it. So it's going to be, I'm going to write down 4 hash marks. 1, 2, 3, 4. So now my grocery budget right now, how much I put in the grocery cart, this is 10, 15, 16, 17. So I've got $17 I've spent so far. And then I mark these off, and then I can see which aisle I need to go to. And I'm specific about not going into aisles that I don't have written down. Now, there are times, of course, like anyone, where you forget something, and that's okay. But you really need to A, write it down, and B, make sure that you're consistent about putting the total here. And as I go through, and I've done this for so many years, I know how much things cost. And so I'm not necessarily stressing out if I've like forgot to mark it down, and then I, I can go, oh yeah, that's $3, and I'll catch it up as I go. But it's just a habit. It's something I've consistently done, and it's a challenge. Most of the time, my budget's pretty tight, and I don't have any extra money. But it's never happened to me where I've had to put away mm, groceries because I was surprised at the dollar amount. It's always been that I've had extra money, like I've had some change left. And 9 times out of 10, when I'm up there and I have $100 bill and it goes 99.9 or whatever, I'm like, "Yay, I did it! I'm so close. That's so awesome." And I show people my list. I mean, I'm proud of it. It's a skill to have. There are no surprises because I mean there are so many things that happen in our life that are a surprise that it's really comforting to know, well, when I'm at the grocery store, I'm not going to be surprised by how much my grocery bill is because I made a plan. And then that way, um, I also then don't have the stress of going, golly, what am I making for dinner tonight? I can't even remember. So that all that guesswork is taken off, and then the kids can say, "Hey, what's for dinner?" And you go, "Well, let's see. Today we have green chili stew for dinner." And then they know, "Oh, okay, great. That's awesome." Or if they want to make dinner, then they can go, "Oh, well, I can do this if we change." So these aren't set in stone, and but it does you have the things to make the things. So there's no surprise there. So if you have any questions, please let me know. I'd love to hear what you think. And if you have a system that worked for you for many years, let me know. Thank you for listening. Bye bye.